selling the true experience of South African food. We are selling the taste that is made out of all the different rich cultures that we have in this country.
Stop talking about the food, talk about the business.
Sure, on the business part is, I believe that by building the brand, by building the demand.
Ukudla kwesintu yiloko kudla okuhlezi khona mangabe kukhona imisebenzi nemicimbi eyahlukahlukene yesintu. Uyabona ke lapha eGoli sesiyanda isibalo sabantu abathanda ukudla konake lokudla lokwesintu okuphekwe kamnandi eindaweni eziqokene. Yikona ke lokho kwenza ukuthi ke uSithembiso Ndash adecide yena ukuthi hayibo hathi ngizivulele lami ibhizinisi elibizwa ngokuthiwa ama pop-up stores kuzo zonke indawo ezahlukahlukene ke lapha eGoli. Thina siyi making moves sike sathi ukumvakashela sibone ukuthi le ndoda izibonda kanjani lapha ekitchen. Today, Making Moves serves you Ndash Foods, a catering business that specializes in delicious traditional food. Ngemva kwaloko, sike sathu kuya eMpumalanga ukuyokwazi kabanzi ngemvelaphi yakhe uSithembiso.
Umakhelwane nje bebakhala ngoba bekanokujumpa ama-fence angene ngalana bampite ngalana so ngalana.
He later visits the studio to share some of his business recipes with Pepsi.
For me, I believe in one fundamental is that I upskill my guys.
Ndash ubukeke ezithembile ukuthi yena uzofinyelela le kwifinali. However, it's the judges he needs to convince.
Sithembiso Ndash, owner of Ndash Food Concepts. We specialize in offering South African traditional food. We are about combining lifestyle and the South African culture when it comes to food. We have about 4 pop-ups around Joburg, which would be Midrand, Fourways, Rosebank, and Melrose Arch. You can catch us on social networks, where on Instagram we are Ndash, N-D-A-S-H, Food Concept. Same thing on Facebook, Ndash Food Concept. So if you're looking for a good traditional food South African experience, catch us, follow us, and we will provide that for you.
Namhlanje sisa Silver Stream North Midrand kula khona sizobe sihlana nosomabhizinisi wethu esichitha usuku naye. Uyabona lensizwa yayekela umsebenzi wayo yadecide yona ukuthi uyovula ibhizinisi lakhe elokudla. Ngifuna ukwazi kabanzi ukuthi ke ukudla kwakhe lokuphekayo kudla kuni futhi ukudayisela obani. Enye into ke futhi engifuna ukuyazi ukuthi ukudla kwakhe kohluke kanjani kunaloko kunye ukudla okudayiswayo lapha ngaphandle.
Brother?
Dawa.
Kunjani mfethu?
Ukahle Ndash?
I know ngiyaphila wena right.
Shap buti. Sasihamba nje sinuka iphunga kuthiwa ukudla kushawa khona la ekhaya.
Yebo mfethu khona la ekhaya.
Lead the way buti.
Alright, thanks.
Sha.
Project. Shapoze.
Buti.
Baba.
Ngiyazi ukuthi business lakho ulranela from ekhaya. Kungani usebenzela la ekhaya?
As a business engarun 7 days a week.
Yeah.
It's very cost effective for me not to be working from home because ingisiza besides ukuthi ukupheka.
Yes.
But even business lami lelinye I'm able ukuthi ngikhona ukulirana lana.
KwaNdash nje nenza ini?
In Ndash Food, it started off as a business logothi specializer ngokudla kwala ekhaya. So we've taken logo kudla logo and we've kind of like created it into ismanje manje.
Nakho.
Yeah, so we do again njoba ngisho ukuthi ama food events, ama pop-ups, ne catering. You can put this on.
Sasha. Yeah.
What I normally do is I put just as little as I can, because I'm a taste it how I find. And from there, it's available. If you want to add a bit of salt, then it's up to you.
Kundesh yenza ukuthi isitambu sakho sibe different kunezinye itambu la ngaphandle.
Ngithathe recipe kagogo wami yakamama wami in the way bebenza ngayo izinto. I add a bit of flavor, give it a bit of touch. We put on grated carrots, I put on parsley, which was something never done before. I put on turmeric to give it a bit of flavor and color, you know, and that's basically that.
Kiyawuthejwang as muntu who's in charge as boss.
So far Ndash untshwere grand. Ke boss ka re ke boss. Mara ene he doesn't act like a boss man.
Yeah.
He say outi unthuisa mo le mo. Whatever e ke tlhokang, whatever e ke mkhobelang di advice. Ke ya go yena, which is ke my brother.
Yeah, wathusa. Ngiyazi ukuthi indoda eneziqo. Ufundile wathi ukusebenza futhi enkampanini yini into yakwenza ukuthi udecide ukuthi uzogcila ekudleni ugcina usuyekile umsebenzi wakho.
Food was my passion. Entertaining people was my passion. So that's what kind of led me ukuthi ngene kule business leyo kudla. Yebo bot.
Alright, yena ukudla ke sekuphekiwe mntaka baba ke buya kuphike lokudla kuphekela obani.
La siyakhona khona kuyindawo bathi kuse Tabs Car Wash. And into esiphushayo laphana is a typical Black Sunday. So mangithi typical is cultural Sunday yethu thina abantu abamnyama is that kune car wash. So imoto yakho needs to be washed. Kune 7 colors ukudla kwangesonto. Ngithola kunamanqina kunesikopho ukhipha yonke lento obubhizi ngayo izolo. Ithola.
Beke nje la.
So nje and then wonke umuntu afike enzeni I enjoy la bhuti wami.
Nakho ke mntaka baba.
The trick is stampo is you put it on, you soak it in, and you cook it for as long as you can until it becomes very soft and nice. Do you understand? And then from there, it's just the final touches to put the flavors together.
Nakho.
And then we are done. Thank you. People must eat now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Indawo lezi operatela kuzona la ukhetha khona ukuthi ama pop-up stores wakho uzowabeka khona. Indawo ezinjani futhi uzikhetha kanjani lezo indawo lezo?
Tina itarget yethu is abantu abamnyama. It is ama-tourists. It is abantu that want to taste ukudla kwase Mzansi. So sibhekana neindawo again where the feel eyakhona ehambisana ne-quality eyethu or the positioning ye-lifestyle yokudla kwethu.
Nakho. So what do you do kulamalanga la ongapheki ngawo kusho ukuthi uyancebele uyitshela ukuthi iholiday noma ibhizinisi lisamile?
Cha bhuti wami. I work 8 days a week, 25 hours. If ngenza ukudla ngizama ukuthola ezinye indlela ngama-food events where sizama ukcreate ama-concept okwenza something nokudla. But if akusiwukudla ngumuntu obhalayo futhi for ama-magazine about responsible parenting. If akusilogo elinye ibhizinisi lami le ngifocus kulo ele-distribution.
Le ndawo kuyona yakho?
Sure.
Usebenzela la. Akazi waba mhlambe khona ubihiqihiqi ukuthi manje le ndoda leni yalana isidecide ukuthi le nto ngingazenzela awuthi ngithi nje ngiqhelise ngizibambelele ibhizinisi.
In every business you'll find the greediness, you'll find challenges with abantu osebenza because la kune human element khona. There's a place engizoyisho yaseMidrand eShaguma. I've been working nabo I think for almost 2 years now fully. And sine understanding yethu in which everything ihamba kahle. But kunezinye indawo njengoba ngisho ukuthi ngifikile ngahlala ngasuka because akungisebenzeli the way abantu benza ngayo eSpan. Yebo bhuti.
Ndash, we formed a partnership as he's more on the food side of things. We have like a buffet with traditional foods, etc., etc.
Umuntu ofuna ukwazi ukuthi Ndash Foods angayithola phi angaya kuphi ke?
And ku social networks is ungasibhekela kwi Facebook sine Ndash Food Concept. Ku Instagram sino Ndash Food Concept. Twitter, sino Ndash Food pop-ups.
Nakho. Umuntu ohlele ekhaya ozibuza ukuthi ke yini into eyenza ukudla kwaNdash kube special ungathini ke?
Siyayichenya ngoba ama South African sipheka ngothando. Asipheki just because it is business.
Yes.
Asisebenzi thina ngokudla because indlela yokwenza imali yokuphila. We cook with love, sinothando for ukudla kwasemzansi. That's what makes us different.
Hayi mntaba shona khona ke izisuyilambile bangaze bashaya itoyitoyi ukuthi wasilambisa namhlanje uNdash. Ngisizile la ngingasiza khona ngithemba ukuthi bazozwa nami ukuthi ngingathi ukufaka iwozawoza yami lapha.
Ngiyabonga mfowethu ne.
Thank you mntaba.
Shama.
But Namakara A4 and 1 motorbike. That's capital right there. What's going on, Chief?
All right.
Sithembiso nethimba lakhe bake basimema ukuthi sibavakashele lapha ekitchen lapho. Lapho khona ke sesathola ithuba lokuthi sinambithe ukudla kwabo kumnandi. Sithoma sisuka lapho saxoxisana nabantu abadlala iqhaza elikhulu kakhulu ekukhuliseni lensizwa.
Sithembiso komboy yami. Komboy yami le. Ithanda ke ikarate iqale
njengoba ukhona manje nje maybe ngaba kune action la igasi nje ikarate yonke into njengoba kwenteka njengoba asho ublawa
la khona vele ne company akazi umntwana utholakala ahlala yedwa.
Back in the days, you know, he would take over, especially at school. He would always be Mr. Ndash.
Sithembiso umfana obuya eMpumalanga. Kwindawo called Enas, which is eNkomazi. Khamba lami ne-Olet bengu-principal mfethu elokishini. So upbringing was good. I was very fortunate. The hard part is yimina ekubeni intwana ukuganga and creating problems for abazali bami.
Sithembiso bengunomunye umuntu loganga kakhulu. Umakhelwane nje bebakhala ngoba bekanokujumpa ama fence angene ngalana bambide ngalana so ngalana.
Uma efuna matric, he had so many problems. Ngangokuthi mina ngabiza esikolweni. Mangibiza esikolweni uSithembiso wayengabehave ngendlela umntwana ekufanele ukubehave ngayo esikolweni.
So yabona uma niyintwana ngithanda ukudlala ngamakari lama wayela. So bekunesiganga like ihlathi lazofika khona and create a sort of like your own kind of like a city. Thola ndlale khona ngemoto and stuff. So mina since bengithanda ukushow offer ngavaya ngaya kwelinye idladla ngathola nganamuntu ngangena ngantshontsha impuphu. And then mina bengifuna endlini yami kube mhlophe. Yabona. The second one engikhumbula ngashisa imoto ya kwelinye ikhaya like besidlala kuyo bebayiservice basically baba khona next door bekumechanica. Mina bengithanda ukudlala ngometshiso. And uma ngidlala ngometshiso angazi ukuthi umetshiso ubambene but only uma sengiphumile. So instead ukuthi ngithela amanzi omhlabathi ngashaya phansi ngabaleka. Finished matric in Lowfield High in Nelspruit. And then ngamuva ngayihlala eDurban for about 5-6 years. La bengifunda eDUT.
Ngilaqale khona kwintshintsha khona ukuthi abe umuntu lo right wathola le diploma yakhe.
Graduated in marketing. Moved to Goli, I think around 2007.
so hamba osebenza ngalana Sithembiso ngoba ngumuntu lo right. So ngiyacabanga ukuthi tertiary incede kakhulu ukuthi ufunde izinto eziningi wahlangana nebantu khona ngala. Wagcina ingqondo yakhe yabuya kahle.
Lento bengiyona uma ngikhula to lento engiyona manje is two totally different.
Ngeva ukuthi batsoyekele emsebenzini wathi hawu sokuphinzile futhi.
I decided to venture and follow my passion.
Kanti yabeka nendlela yakhe le besingayadi thina.
I guess his weak point would be his daughter, basically. That's where his heart is.
Ijoy esibona kuSithembiso nayilethile emndenini ngengetodakazi yakhe yenza ukuthi uSithembiso abe ede ivalue enkulu emndenini.
It's my only child and ngiyancane injosi yami with everything in me. And because of injosi yami, I actually started a campaign at my own personal capacity where I write for magazines. You know, it's called I Love Fatherhood and it's promoting time responsible.
Unathi?
Ndash.
How old are you?
8 years old.
How old are you?
8 years old.
I never saw myself as a CEO of another company, but I've always saw myself as my own boss. I mean, I was actually always good at working on my own than with people. So again, is that for putting this panel a new one and do my things at my own pace suits me very well.
Driven by ambition, uSithembiso yena-ke wazifundisa amathupha ukupheka ukudla okumnandi kwesintu okuconsisa amathe. Kodwa baye besho ukuthi uma ngabe usomabhizinisi into enhle ukuthi uba nalo uthando lebhizinisi, kodwa kumele usebenze ngokukhulu ukuyimisela ukuze uphumelele. Ingabe na uNdash unawo-ke amasu azomsiza ukuthi ibhizinisi lakhe lindlondlobale? Akulalele wena.
Yep, sesifike studio to meet Pepsi, and yeah, looking forward to it.
He learned to cook at the tender age of 14, and he developed his cooking skill as a way to impress Abocheri, and now he's turned that into a profitable business. He's joining me to share some of his cooking experiences with me. Danga, welcome to Making Moves. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
They say you should never trust a thin chef, so I trust you.
I do cook. I'm trying to lose weight, so I think I'm at a point, mind you, where we're even trying to come up with healthier options using South African meals.
Okay, so what's stopping you from opening your own restaurants?
Capital has been the challenge, and I think my plan has been that for 2 years or maximum 3, I wanted to build a brand around who and what Ndash Food is. As I say, is our slogan is that experience Mzansi food.
You're talking about capital as one of the issues.
Sure.
But no matter A4 and 1 motorbike, that's capital right there. What's going on, Chief?
All right. I bought a panel van to replace all of those luxury things. The bike, honestly, I can't sell it because I still need that. It's my psychiatrist.
Okay, so let's talk about the business. So you've got the different divisions.
Basically, I've got a company which is called Sithembiso Trading. Ndash Food is the food division, the catering stuff. So my Ndash Food is broken into 3 elements. The first one is the pop-ups. The second one is catering services. The third one, it is us doing food and kind of like lifestyle events.
So where does the bulk of the money come from? Does it come from the catering, from the pop-ups, or from the events that you guys do?
Currently from the pop-ups.
Okay.
Currently from the
So
pop-ups.
aren't you running them 6 days a week instead of 4?
I'm kind of limited when I'm doing the pop-ups. So instead of running them from 6, as I said, is that I've also got other business interests that I have. So I try and split myself as much as I can, to the point that in the past, since 2013, I've developed a team. So there's basically a total of 3 of us.
So what's the growth plan for the next 2 years?
I think besides just opening the restaurant, one of the big dreams that I probably have is to have a strict South African food festival. I attended some food, a recent one. It was said that there was none of us. I remember...
So why didn't you have your pop-up there?
I didn't know much about it, so I went for the first time to go and find out about it.
Right. Okay, so what is it going to take to get from here to the opening of the restaurant? What needs to happen?
Okay, one, a lot of hard work. Two, a lot of convincing in terms of looking for investors. I don't want a few lousy bucks. I need good money because I believe what I'm trying to do. Whoever invests in my business needs to believe in what we are trying to do. And from the corporate experience that I have and putting on numbers and a plan, those
what kind
things
of numbers are you looking for?
For me to open up my spot, I'd probably say I need exactly $1 million. And the reason why I say that, I don't want to open up a place that 3 months or 4 months down the line, I need to shut down because I need to revamp again. I believe first impression lasts longer. I want you when you come. From going out, I always look at a lot of things. I hate when service is terrible. I hate when food is slow. I hate when preparations take longer.
Have you decided where you'd like to put it? The restaurant.
Look, location has become the biggest challenge right now. So it's going to be in the north. If not, I would love even Bram, because Bram has something that I believe that there's a certain crowd that goes there, you know, and a lot of restaurants that have come, I feel personally they lack South African. Everyone else tries and comes in to duplicate what is Western. And what I always say in my restaurant is everything that you eat will be true South African. People are taking away who we are, what we are. And you know what I'm trying to do is just because the one thing I'll tell you, just because it's slightly down, I still look at my money the same way that I did. If I have more, I'll spend it recklessly, but if I don't, I'll spend it wisely.
Okay, so do you have a mentor or a coach or anything of the sort?
No, not at all. But one of the great things is I'm not afraid of asking for help where I need help. Where I don't understand, I ask and stuff. Okay. But I think such things actually is what guide us. And if I could have that, I'd be grateful for that.
All right, so I'm going to hook you up with your own personal coach, courtesy of Making Moves. I'm now sending Sithembiso for a coaching session to get some advice on how he can turn the time that he spends in the kitchen into big profit margins.
Interview bemnanzi, more than what I expected, I guess. And ngitela kufunza and ngithole advice where I can ukuthi akhona ukungisita ukuthi ngikhona ukuthatha business yami ngiyise phambili.
Run away from the approach of I think. You know, it should be exactly what you know, what you've researched, what is the trend, what is the market.
Kuzokala ngathi uSithembiso unamasu ahlukahlukene azomsiza ukuthi ibhizinisi lakhe lindlondlobale. Kodwa ingabe unaso istrategy na esomenza ukuthi afinyelele la yena efuna ukufika khona ke njengosomabhizinisi. Ingakho nje simhlanganise nomuntu ozomnikeza izingcebiso nezindlela ezahlukahlukene ezomsiza ukuthi yena akwazi ukuzivulela elakhe ke restaurant.
My name is Lucas Moloi. I am the founder of the organization called the Junto Group. The Junto Group itself was founded in about 2004, and we've been evolving around the years in that. I'm very involved with entrepreneurship in the country. As the organization also, the business is really built on the model of improving entrepreneurship in the country. And so when an entrepreneur has got a business in that, it is very difficult for them to secure a board. What we do, we then come in as the VOGA Advisory Board and we become advisory board to them. People don't do business with companies. People do businesses with other people. Innovation, innovation, innovation. If the organization is not innovative, then it is busy dying. That is one element that I need to see in every organization that I deal with.
So the whole purpose of this thing was to take the business to the people. So we find venues that are already established and we get into an agreement by offering something that doesn't. So where we are, like in Rosebank, it's a zhuzhed up lifestyle kind of like venue. They don't sell traditional food. But what we said to them is we have a following. We do the marketing. So we will bring our crowd. So we will have a partnership where we bring the food. Whoever is there on that day that don't want our food, they'll still eat your food. But we add a bit of flavor into the place where we are.
The business is thing. And there's a lot of things they are in detail. I'm sitting and wondering, detail, are they there? The document to and is he implementing? From when we started to where we are, growth-wise, how are we doing as a business?
We would like to grow, but currently where we are is we are surviving. I believe in my brand, I believe in my product. The only thing that I'm now is to find someone who will believe in my dreams and invest in our business in order to open a restaurant that is fully functional, that has everything that you'd require.
From a restaurant type of environment to a pop-up, I'll bring the food to where you are and that. I'm not so sure if moving from that backward is the way to go. What would have informed you to go back into that space?
I wanted to open a restaurant. And the reason why I started with the model was so that I can take the brand, build the brand, get the market.
Yeah, I love the idea and the authenticity of the idea in that. But we always have an idea and we have a business. Where are we sitting in terms of systems? Because the way I'm looking at it now, you're building this brand and it's going to be a brand that the demand is going to require you to start stretching yourself in that.
I believe in people that come to work with me to be upskilled. For me, I believe in the guy that I work with. Whether I'm there or not, my business still runs.
What I want you to get in the practice of from now on is probably write a lot about it. And I say a reason that people never know of our successes and the road we've walked is because we don't write. Simple things. When someone needs to order stock, what do we do? Don't only train a person, write it down as a procedure as well. So tomorrow, you've got a full manual of Ndash Foods, and someone can go through it and say, oh, stock is finished. We need to stock when the quantities are this, then it's time to stock. And this is the step-by-step of how we stock.
For me, like as I said, is that I think I wanted to learn. As a mentor, I think it's about listening. It goes to the same philosophy. We all have great ideas until someone comes and just challenges your idea. And that's what I was kind of looking forward to.
I hope you're a person of numbers, because if we don't know our numbers in that, we never get to know how the business is doing and when it's time to exit the business, because sometimes comes a point where you need to exit because it's just swallowing the money and not doing that, because that is what is going to, at the end of the day, attract the investors on the business.
Okay, in terms of looking at the business that I'm in with the food, I can tell you one thing, that I'm happy. I see the margins. On every pop-up, when we've not done good, when we've done good, I'd say we do 97% good in every, and then only 3% ever since we've started.
What is the plan? When are we launching the shop?
I'm busy with trying to put on a proper business plan that I can sell to someone. Where once the Ndash Food on its own is out and it's running as a business or as a brand, as an entity, I'm able to say, this is the vision, this is the dream, invest, we'll give you a portion of this business.
At the moment, if I was to be an investor in his business and had to evaluate, has he failed enough to secure my million rent and that, I'd say no. I like your approach. I like the attitude that you have in entrepreneurship. It's not apologetic, it's not doubtful. You're going in and saying, this is what I know we can offer, this is what I want, and this is what I need to make that a reality, and that's where I need you to stay in. Any investor who is a true entrepreneur will put that money in the idea that you say. But it would come to the numbers to say, how are we going to spend it? And I say that's the exercise that I would like to see you taking, that you put every cent to every item. Run away from the approach of, I think. It should be exactly what you know, what you've researched, what is the trend, what is the market, and that. But what I want to see when you're doing your pitch, and that I would like to see more of your detailed step of how are you getting there, and what are you needing this money to do with.
What I'm going to pitch is my vision. I'm going to pitch my dream. There's nothing more to it, because the only thing that I have is just a dream.
Making Moves has a prize valued at 50,000 Rand to invest into a business. 12 young entrepreneurs will get a chance to showcase their businesses. Each entrepreneur will be given a chance to pitch for this investment to our panel of judges. The judges will use their own discretion to pick the top 4 businesses to go into our final episode, where they will compete for this grand prize. You too can be part of this exciting opportunity for young entrepreneurs. Daba sesifikile leso sikhathi sakho sokuthi ungene ngaphakathi kuyopitcha kuma-judges wethu amathathu. Sikhuluma ngebhizinisi lakho ke namhlanje. Uzizwa kanjani? Are you ready ukuthi uzobatshela ukuthi uNdash umepheka nje ushaya ziphi umkomelo lo udingelani futhi?
I've prepared for it. I think ready, and into engiyona that I've been building towards empilweni yami.
Prepare yini for pitch yakho namhlanje?
Angenzanga nokuyenza presentation. I am the pitch.
Oh, confidence yodwa nsizwa?
Not really. I'm the brand.
Thatha sukani bomadoda. Hayi ke, nsizwa yakithi bathathu babeke. Amajaji akulindile, mathathu. Shona khona brand. Thank you. Uzwele nawe insizwa ishile yathi ayipreparanga lutho, ayidingi lutho ngoba yona iyazazi. He's the brand. Ake sibone na uzowaconvince nama-judges wethu amathathu ukuthi bakholelwe kuyo yonke into ayishoyo. Simbone le kwi-top 4.
My brother, how are you?
I'm very well. How are you guys doing?
Fantastic. Welcome back. You feeling confident?
Hopeful.
I know. And now, Knoxman, nothing takes you off your rhythm and your flow. So I'm looking forward to a spectacular presentation. So this is how it works. You've met Lucas. You spent a bit of time with him. Izolo. This is Martine.
Hello, Martine.
She is our resident import from Cape Town. She's the lady that you really have to impress. So you've got 4 minutes to present to us, and your 4 minutes starts now.
Okay. Thank you very much once again for the opportunity. My name is Sithembiso Ndash, and I represent my business, which is called Ndash Food. What Ndash Food is about is we are selling the true experience of South African food. We are selling the taste that is made out of all the different rich cultures that we have in this country. On the background, I have something that kind of gives you an idea of who we are. We basically take South African food and we combine it with 2015 in terms of a lifestyle. And when I say in 2015 is that as Black people, we've kind of have evolved in a sense that we're no longer people that don't know things, we experience wine, we experience champagne, we experience different clothing, cultures, and so forth. So for us, what we are trying to do is we are trying to keep that culture to the current generation and the upcoming generation. And what we also want to do is the fact that with the people that are living, especially in the north and the suburbs, we want to offer them this thing that they don't have to go to the townships or far away to get something. So with us, if we're to win the money, it's very simple, is that we've kind of had a plan for the past 2 years, which is branding, which allows us to become very visible within the industry, because before we could open up a shop, we would like to build a demand, we would like to be known, so that it makes it easier for us as a business in order to become successful, I believe. So if we're to get the money, one of the things that I've recently done is about 2 weeks back, I bought a panel van. So the panel van would be something that we'd like to brand, because I believe I'll get more mileage out of it in terms of everywhere it goes, Ndash Food, the images, contact details, it becomes more of a marketing tool. The second element of it is that we want to move our business into the corporates. So we want to have a very great corporate identity, from a file to a brochure to a website, so that whenever you are looking for it, it's not a matter of posting it on social networks, but it's a matter of you Googling, is that who specializes with such things, and then we pop up. We want to put 2015 again, kind of like websites that's interactive. We want to get such things as uniforms. We want to get such things as banners, things that will assist our business everywhere that we go in events and functions to be seen. So it also, again, it might assist us in simple things such as add more in terms of our resources, you know, to get more pots where we can, to get more stoves, to get more catering stuff, especially when we go out. So for us, 50,000 could assist our business quite a lot, because as I also did mention, is that we would like to also start now looking in terms of developing proper business plans. So the money will go into different things that assist in moving this business from 4As to a step further. In terms of, I always believe if I'm going to go out and pitch for money, I would need a proper presentation for people to buy the dream, rather than to me, or for me saying this is what I'm doing, for them to see the bigger picture. And I would need people who are professionals in this industry, and those kind of things itself actually costs a lot of money. So for us, we are just trying to build a dream, a vision, and to spread the taste, and to be seen, and to expand the business where we can and how we can.
Okay, nothing else to add?
No.
Okay. So that was the presentation. I've got to admit, I'm disappointed. Martine, do you know anything more about his business? What do you know? What do you understand his business to be about?
That he sells food.
That he sells food.
That's it.
Okay. So that's all you've told us. So now we've got an opportunity to ask questions. You mentioned a restaurant when we last spoke.
Yes, sir.
How does this help you get closer to that restaurant? How's branding and building the brand and buying banners and websites and branding the vehicle, how does it get you closer to the restaurant?
Firstly, can I start by apologizing in the part where you said you are disappointed? And in my part, I assume that Maltese knew a bit about our business from the conversation I had with you to the conversation I had with Lucas, and I apologize on that, ma'am. We basically specialize in traditional food. We take traditional food as is, we add a bit of us, because we are passionate about South African food. And when we talk about South African food, we talk about tripe, sheep head, chicken feet, all of those things. And we have managed to present it and put it into a table that we are creating a dining experience for the people who are South Africans and not from South Africa.
Stop talking about the food. Talk about the business.
Sure. On the business part is, I believe that by building the brand, by building the demand, it makes it easier for us that by the time that we get to open, we already have a following.
I'm still confused.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm completely lost. I think I'm more lost than when you started.
Sure.
Firstly, how long have you been in business?
With Ndash Food, we started it late 2013.
What is your core business?
My business is actually broken into 3 avenues, but we specialize with food.
Okay, so your food business.
Yes, ma'am.
The model that Ndash Food has at the moment of the pop-ups, for me, is the more innovative and better model than going into a restaurant?
We started with the food pop-ups as a way to introduce the taste, the food to the people. It was one of the smartest things that we could do, which became very cost-cutting for us because I do not own property.
Okay, I've got to stop you. We've run out of time.
Sure.
Give us a few minutes. We're going to discuss you and your business and your presentation, and then call you back in order to give you, our response in terms of what happens moving forward.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sure. I kind of assumed, that they knew more about my business. And for me, I think I kind of focused more on what we would do if we would win the prize rather than just to sell the business. But all in all, you know what? I gave it the best that I possibly could. And that's who we are, Ndash Foods. I'm hoping for the best result, but whatever criticisms that I get, you must understand is that I'm not the only one pitching. But I'm just hoping for whatever that we get is not something that will demote, but it will motivate.
All right, guys, so we've heard the pitch. First impressions, Lucas?
He wants to expand to something that I feel it's smaller than what he has.
I think it's a dream that he's wanting to fulfill, and that's all it is.
Yeah.
It's a dream.
Yeah. See, that's where my problem is. He's not entrepreneurial.
Yeah.
He had a dream of having a restaurant, and he just wants to fulfill that dream. He's missing an opportunity that is looking him right in the eye because he wants to fulfill the dream of a restaurant.
I don't think that he's done enough research to understand the commercial value that's attached to that side of the business. And that worries me.
I think he is entrepreneurial, but I think he is blinded by this outcome that he's working towards and is missing the point. Food trucks as a business all over the world, like you said, are growing. It's not high-end.
Yes.
So he's got the potential to create a high-end, world-class dining experience with South African food.
Absolutely.
And he's talking more lifestyle. The idea is great. Why not follow that?
I agree.
Why not grow it and reach out?
What he's asking for money for?
He says he wants it for branding so that when he opens the establishment, so his whole thing is that I want to brand this and direct people to the establishment that I'm going to open.
So that's not what he said.
That's what he said.
He wants the brand. He's
he did say the panel van and pop-up banners.
Pop-up banners. He wants uniforms.
Yes.
So that none of that is related to the restaurant.
No, but he did say that
it's all leading towards the restaurant.
So that he builds the restaurant brand.
Yeah.
So when it opens, that'll be the focal point.
But you guys are missing the point here. Because, yes, that's the end goal.
Yeah.
But the money that he wants right now is actually in line with what we are saying he should be spending his money on.
He's got a good thing going. He's not maximizing the potential of what he has right now.
Okay, so let's bring him back in.
Ndababa, sekusona leso sikhathi ukuthi uye ngaphakathi sizwe imphumela. Kodwa uke washo elana ukuthi ama-pitch izinto ezijwayele but bekuhlukile. Imuphi umehluko?
La ngiphuma khona mfethu, I was selling. In which I think today, more than anything, angazi ngasho ukuthi I had to try and convince. It's not that they need me, I need them, where else. So abantu abaningi uma ngiyodayisa previous bengihamba sengine solution understanding ukuthi badingani bona.
Imuphi umphumela olindele ukuzwa?
I'm hoping for the best result, but whatever criticisms that I get, you must understand is that I'm not the only one pitching. But I'm just hoping for whatever that we get is not something that will demote, but it will motivate, whichever way it goes.
Siyabonga Mdaba.
Sure, Pudam.
But Sithembiso.
Ndash.
Shona khona. Insizwa ikhulume kakhulu ngokuzithemba, yasho ukuthi iyakha ungumshayeli futhi waleli phupho lakhe. Ake sizwe ukuthi kama judges wethu bona bayibone kanjani ipitch yakhe.
Ndash, thank you for your pitch, brother. It was interesting. I gave you my initial feedback. And so what we're going to do is each share a little bit of what we thought. I'm going to start with Lucas, and he'll give you his feedback.
For me, the pitch, you did not bring the stuff that we spoke about yesterday. What I would really like perhaps you to do is do a little bit more research on this whole food industry and that, and see where the trends are going, because you are on the money. You know, don't turn away from it. You're gonna look back someday and you're gonna say, you know what, I was there a couple of years ago and look, these guys are just joining in and they're making a killing.
For me, I was extremely excited to see what you were marketing. There's a desperate need to keep our culture alive, and you have that at your fingertips. I personally feel that your focus is in the wrong place. I honestly feel that you're chasing a dream and not focusing on the reality of something that can be quite huge.
Okay, so, I mean, we're not convinced.
Sure.
And that doesn't mean that you're wrong. I think the three of us agree that we would treat it differently. I would only ask you to do, I think, one big thing at the moment, whether you go the restaurant route or not one day, is optimize what you've got right now. So because we're not convinced, we love you, we think you've got an excellent business, but you know, there are other entrepreneurs to consider, and we believe that this is not quite what we're looking for.
Again, thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you.
All the best.
And all the best with it.
Thanks again.
Thank you.
He could have done better. Business, he didn't talk about the structure of the business.
It was great, and as I said, is that I came with an open mind of learning, of listening, and there are some things that I'm taking with me, you know. There are some things that I think I know, but what I've learned is something that I will implement.